close your eyes for a moment. Imagine that everything around you falls silent. The room disappears. The walls, the floor, the screen you're watching this on, gone. No city, no country, no planet. There is only you and the dark. Then, in that darkness, a tiny point of light appears. Our sun. Not the center of the universe, not a special chosen star. Just an ordinary yellow star, one among hundreds of billions, orbiting quietly inside a spiral galaxy we call the Milky Way. You watch as other stars flicker into view, hundreds, thousands, millions, until the Milky Way reveals itself as a glowing whirlpool. A city of light made of 100 to 400 billion stars. Each star, a potential home for planets, moons maybe, someone looking back. Now you pull away even more. The Milky Way shrinks, first to a disk, then to a smear, into a speck of light among what our telescopes suggest could be up to 2 trillion galaxies in the observable universe. 2 trillion galaxies, each with billions of stars. It's a total number of stars, roughly 10, a 1 followed by 24 zeros. A number your brain was never designed to feel. And here you are, one human, on one planet, around one star. Before we go any further, answer from your gut, not from your logic. Right now, type in the comments, alone or not alone. Don't overthink it. Just write the first thing your instinct whispers. Because by the end of this video, you might feel very different about your answer. Now imagine we're leaving home. We slip past the moon, past Mars, past the gas giants with their rings and storms. The sun shrinks behind us, from blinding disk to sharp star. The familiar architecture of the solar system dissolves into the background of the galaxy. From out here, the sun is anonymous. Nothing about it tells you there's a blue planet circling it, full of cities and oceans, pain and laughter, hope and anxiety. We tend to think of Earth as the main character. But from the galactic point of view, it's a background extra. Astronomers estimate that the Milky Way likely has billions of rocky, potentially Earth-like planets orbiting stars in the habitable zone, not too hot, not too cold for liquid water. Even conservative estimates put this in the hundreds of millions. Think about that for a second. Even if you forget every other galaxy, even if you focus only on this one spiral of light, you are already dealing with numbers like billions of stars, billions of planets, hundreds of millions of potential Earths. We look at the night sky and see scattered points of light. We forget that almost every one of those lights is a sun, and many of those suns have worlds. Some of those worlds might have weather, mountains, oceans, chemistry, and time. The ingredients for something to wake up. And yet, we have never heard a confirmed voice from any of them. Here's where the psychology starts to bite. Humans are not built for this scale. When something is too big to grasp, we shrink it with stories. We are special. We are chosen. We are alone by design. Or the opposite. They're everywhere. Governments are hiding them. It's all a cover-up. We would rather have a comforting story, even a scary one, than accept the raw silence. Ask yourself, are you more afraid of a universe with no one else in it? Or a universe so full of life that we are no longer the main characters? If you're brave, complete one of these in the comments. I fear being alone because... I fear not being special because... Let's zoom out just enough to talk numbers. Our Milky Way. Diameter, about 100,000 light years across. Thickness, maybe 1,000 light years in the thin disk. Stars, roughly 100 to 400 billion, estimated Earth-like planets possibly billions. If even 1% of Sun-like stars had an Earth-sized planet in the habitable zone, we already get tens of millions of potential Earth analogs in this one galaxy. Some studies suggest the fraction could be higher. And what's habitable zone anyway? Not a guarantee of life. Just a distance where liquid water could exist on a rocky planet's surface. It's like saying, this is the distance from the campfire where water won't instantly boil or freeze. But whether anyone is actually camping there is another story. Still, you have immense time. Our galaxy is over 13 billion years old. Immense space, billions of stars spread across spiral arms. At immense variation, different types of stars, orbits, chemical mixes. Given enough time and enough experiments, the universe starts to look like a machine that keeps rolling dice until something interesting happens. Life on Earth is one of those interesting outcomes. Maybe not the only one. Maybe not even the most interesting one. pause and feel this. If the Milky Way alone may host billions of planets with the basic conditions for life as we know it, what are the odds that none of them ever produced anything more than sterile rock and frozen oceans? Is that really easier to believe than the idea that somewhere, somehow, chemistry became curiosity again? The pixel of the known, zooming out to the observable universe. Now we leave the Milky Way behind. From far enough away, our entire galaxy becomes a faint, soft glow, one grain of light in a black ocean. And that ocean is full of other grains. Galaxies of all shapes, spirals, ellipticals, irregular blobs, colliding pairs, silent dwarfs. Astronomers talk about something called the observable universe, the part of the cosmos from which light has had time to reach us since the Big Bang. That region contains on the order of 2 trillion galaxies and roughly a quadrillion billions of stars. Here's a way some big cosmology projects illustrate this. They show an image full of tiny dots, each galaxy. The image looks like noise, just a dense field of light. Then they draw a tiny square in one corner and say, "This is the patch of sky where we pointed the Hubble Space Telescope for a long, deep exposure. And in that one tiny patch, much smaller than the size of the full moon in the sky, we found thousands of galaxies." Then they zoom out and you realize that tiny square is a pixel in a much larger picture we barely understand. So when we say the known universe, we're talking about a kind of cosmic low-resolution thumbnail preview. A sneak peek with most of the file still loading. Now imagine this. Take that giant cosmic image full of dots galaxies. Draw a microscopic square, your pixel. Inside that pixel, you still have millions, maybe billions, of galaxies. Each with billions of stars, each with countless planets. Now ask yourself, what are the odds that in that single pixel, just one tiny fragment of the observable universe, there is no other life at all? And if there is life in that pixel, even a single civilization, what are the odds that they are looking up at their sky and asking the same question? Are we alone? Right here, midway through the video, I want you to ground this in yourself. Pause for a second and comment. If there is life in that pixel, I hope they are. Fill in that blank. Peaceful, wiser, curious, kinder, very different, just like us. Whatever comes first. 5. The math of loneliness, probabilities, and the Drake-like intuition. We're not going to derive equations here. But we need to talk about why so many scientists and science communicators say, from a probabilistic point of view, it's very unlikely we're alone. There's a famous back-of-the-envelope idea called the Drake equation. It's not a precise formula. It's more like a structured way of thinking about the problem. How many stars are formed each year? What fraction of those have planets? What fraction of those planets are Earth-like? What fraction of those develop life? What fraction of those develop intelligent life? What fraction create detectable technology? And for how long are they detectable before they disappear? Even if you plug in pessimistic numbers, you still often get some non-zero number of civilizations in our galaxy right now. The point isn't the exact answer. The point is the tension. On paper, the universe looks like it should be alive and chatting. In practice, it feels silent and empty. That tension is where paranoia, hope, and philosophy all start to wake up. We stand between 2 terrifying possibilities. We are almost certainly not alone, and yet we hear nothing, actually are alone, and the cosmic dice rolled life plus intelligence exactly once. Both options are emotionally heavy. If we're not alone, why all this silence? If we are alone, what does that say about our responsibility, about the weight of being the only known consciousness in a universe of matter and light? This is where the video stops being just astronomy, and starts being about you. 6. Life at the edge, extremophiles, and tardigrades. For a long time, humans assumed life needed comfort. Temperate climates, gentle oceans, oxygen-rich air. Then we started finding life in places that feel like death. Boiling hydrothermal vents at the bottom of the ocean, where water exceeds 100 degrees Celsius under crushing pressure. Highly acidic lakes, radioactive waste pools. Kilometers below Earth's surface, inside rock, under Antarctic ice. We call these organisms extremophiles. Life forms that don't just tolerate extremes, they thrive in them. And then there are the celebrities of survival. Tardigrades. Tiny water bears that can survive temperatures close to absolute zero, endure extreme heat. withstand high radiation, dry out completely, and pause their lives for years. Survive direct exposure to space, vacuum, and cosmic rays, and then rehydrate and continue. If life were fragile, these creatures wouldn't exist. Life is not a delicate crystal that shatters at the slightest touch. Life is a stubborn stain on the fabric of matter. Once it appears, it fights to remain. So if life can do this on one little planet around one average star, what does that say about the odds of life, in some form, appearing elsewhere? Maybe the universe doesn't just allow life. Maybe under the right conditions, it leans toward it. Now flip that around. If simple life is so tough and adaptable, and yet we don't see obvious galaxy building, star engineering, universe-reshaping civilizations, then maybe the real bottleneck isn't going from chemistry to cells. Maybe the real bottleneck is going from life to wisdom. 7. Life as we don't know it. Different rules, different worlds. We always say life as we know it. That little phrase carries a huge assumption that life elsewhere will use the same chemistry, the same structures, and the same conditions we're familiar with. Carbon, water, oxygen, Earth-like temperatures. But look at what we've already learned from extremophiles. Some earthly organisms can survive without sunlight, relying on chemical energy from rocks or hydrothermal vents. Others tolerate high salinity, high acidity, high pressure. So now, imagine worlds. Planets orbiting red dwarf stars, where the light is dim, red, and constant. And the habitable zone is so close to the star that planets are tidally locked, one side an eternal day, the other an eternal night. Vegetation there, if it exists, might be black, absorbing every photon it can. Worlds with thick, high-pressure atmospheres where water is not the main solvent. Maybe ammonia, maybe methane. Moons with global subsurface oceans under ice shells, like Europa and Enceladus, where life could evolve without ever seeing a sky. To them, sunlight and blue skies would sound like fantasy. Could intelligence evolve there? Could something think without ever seeing stars? Without ever discovering fire? Without ever building metal? Our answer is, we don't know. But we know this. If we limit our search to things that look exactly like us and live in conditions we consider comfortable, we're not really searching for life. We're searching for a mirror. What if consciousness can emerge in patterns of plasma in stars? Or in vast magnetic fields? Or in networks of quantum interactions we haven't even discovered yet? It's possible that intelligence is already common, but so alien in form that we wouldn't recognize it even if it was right in front of us. So when we say we haven't found intelligent life, maybe what we mean is, we haven't found minds that look and behave enough like ours for us to feel comfortable calling them intelligent. And that, again, tells us more about us than about the universe. 8. A universe boiling with life that we don't see. Put all of this together. A universe where a septillion stars burn in silence, likely billions of Earth-like planets in our galaxy alone. Extremophiles that show life is ridiculously adaptable. A vast range of environments and chemistries we barely understand. If you combine these ingredients, the sober scientific conclusion is not certainty, but a strong suspicion. Life probably appears more than once. Life might be common. And if simple life is common, and evolution has had billions of years on billions of worlds to play with, it becomes very hard to say, with a straight face, that we are the only intelligent beings that have ever looked up at a sky and wondered, so why don't we see them? Maybe we're not looking the right way. Maybe we haven't been listening long enough. Maybe they're too far. Maybe they use communication methods beyond radio, beyond anything we can conceive. Or maybe civilizations that reach a certain level of power face a crossroads. Learn to live with their planet and their technology in balance, or destroy themselves. And maybe most fail the test. That would explain a universe that is boiling with microbial life, plankton, moss, weird underwater creatures, alien forests, but strangely quiet when it comes to galactic empires. It's easy to point at the stars and ask, why is no one there? It's harder to look at ourselves and ask, would we survive long enough to be there? 9. Humanity on trial? Are we really intelligent? Let's put our own species on trial as a candidate for intelligent life. Evidence for the defense. We split the atom and discovered quantum mechanics. We decoded DNA and mapped the human genome. We landed robots on Mars and probes beyond Pluto. We built telescopes that can see galaxies billions of light years away and detect the afterglow of the Big Bang. Evidence for the prosecution. We created weapons capable of wiping out civilization in an afternoon. We are heating our own atmosphere and destabilizing the climate that sustains us. We are filling oceans with plastic, soils with toxins, skies with pollution. We allow millions to starve while throwing away massive amounts of food. We wage wars over resources, beliefs, and borders drawn by people long dead. We have a floating continent of plastic swirling in the Pacific Ocean. We burn fossil fuels knowing the consequences for future generations. Clear forests, destroy biodiversity, and then act surprised when ecosystems collapse. From the outside, if you were an advanced observer watching Earth through a telescope, what would you conclude? Promising young civilization, or dangerous adolescent species. High risk of self-destruction. We call ourselves intelligent because we can calculate, build, simulate. But maybe real intelligence isn't just processing power. Maybe it's the ability to align our actions with long-term survival with empathy, foresight, and responsibility. In that sense, are we actually intelligent? The comments complete this sentence. Real intelligence is the ability to be honest. Don't try to sound clever. Just say what you really think it should be. 2 terrifying universes alone versus one of many. We're now ready for one of the deepest psychological turns. Imagine 2 extreme universes. Universe 1. We are completely alone in this universe. The great filter is behind us. The chain of events that led from dead rock to bacteria to fish to apes to humans is so unlikely that it effectively never happened anywhere else. No other civilizations, no other conscious minds, no alien art, music, philosophy. Every thought you've ever had, every song ever sung, every act of cruelty, and every act of kindness is unique in all of space and time. If we go extinct, the universe doesn't just lose a species, it loses an entire category of experience. That kind of universe makes everything we do infinitely precious, our self-destructive tendencies infinitely tragic. Universe 2, we are one among many. In this universe, life is common. Civilizations appear on countless worlds. Some destroy themselves. Some plateau and remain simple. Some manage to heal their planet, master their technology, and survive for millions of years. Some become so advanced that we would not even recognize them as alive in the way we understand the word in that universe. We are not unique, but we are still important. We are one verse in a cosmic poem made of a billion languages. Our choices still matter because they determine what our verse sounds like. A scream, a song, a whisper, or silence. Now ask yourself, which universe would you want to live in if you had to choose? One where we are utterly alone, but unimaginably precious. Or one where we are connected to countless others, part of a larger tapestry. Type it in the comments, I choose alone, or I choose many. There is no right answer, only the one that reveals whether your soul craves uniqueness or connection. 11. The great filter in our future, the test in front of us. Remember the great filter, that nearly impossible step on the staircase from atoms to starfarers. We don't know if humanity has already passed it, or if we're running straight toward it. Look around. Nuclear weapons still exist, and new technologies make warfare more complex. Climate change is no longer a distant theory. It's here. Ecosystems are degrading faster than we can fully understand them. Artificial intelligence is accelerating, outpacing laws and ethics. It's not hard to imagine a timeline where we fail to manage one of these forces, or the way they interact, and our civilization collapses or permanently cripples itself. If the great filter is ahead, then most civilizations may reach this level. Global industry, planetary impact, high technology, and then fail this test. If the great filter is behind, then we are incredibly rare and precious, and everything we do now is part of the story of one of the only intelligent species to ever exist. Ironically, both scenarios demand the same thing from us: grow up. If we're alone, we are the only guardians of consciousness in this vast region of space. If we're one among many, we're still responsible for our own trajectory. We still decide whether we become a warning, a tragedy, Or an example. The universe doesn't tell us which it is. It hands us the silence and lets us choose what that silence means. 12. The real search for intelligent life. Outside and inside. Most people think the search for intelligent life is about pointing radio telescopes at the sky, sending probes, building bigger observatories, and that's part of it. But the most important part is invisible. The real search happens when you ask, can I understand someone who disagrees with me instead of reducing them to an enemy? Can I admit I might be wrong about something I deeply believe? Can I act in ways that are good not just for my group, but for the future of life on this planet? Every time you choose curiosity over cynicism, compassion over contempt, responsibility over convenience, you tilt the probability even slightly that humanity passes its own great filter. If advanced civilizations do exist, and if they are watching, maybe the only way we ever deserve to meet them is by proving that we can survive ourselves. So, the question, is there intelligent life out there? Slowly transforms into, is there intelligent life in here? Not in our telescopes? In our hearts? In our choices? 13. Closing. Are we worthy of not being alone? Let's return to that first image. You, in the dark. One star, one galaxy, 2 trillion galaxies. 10 to the 24th power stars. From one perspective, you are almost nothing. A brief flicker on a small rock circling a forgettable star in a random arm of a standard spiral galaxy. From another perspective, you are almost everything. Because as far as we can currently prove, you are the universe looking at itself and asking, what am I? You are the question the cosmos became when it learned to think. Whether we're alone or not, whether other civilizations are out there or not, you are part of the only confirmed story where matter woke up and started wondering. That is not meaningless. That is terrifyingly meaningful. If you made it all the way to this point, you're not just watching another space video. You're part of a small group of people willing to sit with huge questions without running away. Let's seal this with one last act of honesty. In the comments, answer these 3 things. Alone or not alone? Is filter behind us or filter ahead of us? In one sentence, what does intelligent life mean to you? Read what others write. We'll notice something interesting. Even if we're cosmically alone, you are not alone in your questions. If this stirred something inside you, if it made you feel small and infinite at the same time, hit like. Share this video with someone who thinks deeply like you, and subscribe to Methril Universe if you want more than just facts. If you want the kind of questions that quietly rearrange you from the inside out, here, we don't just talk about the universe, we let the universe talk through us. Till next time, keep your eyes on the stars. Your mind open to the unknown, and your heart ready for the possibility that the most important intelligent life in this universe is the one you are becoming.